How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was in market conditions where you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. Did you hear about the shampoo shortage in Jamaica? It's dreadful. Get it? Dreads. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN, which ended up having a green day, and it stays trading in its consistent range. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, and we want to take a look at the overall price action, especially going into Friday. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the most recent short interest information. We already know when it comes to the short volume ratio and the amount of shorts vested in this play will have an impact on the overall stock. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution, where institutions loading up on shares today. We're going to find out. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more key details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So ended up closing at $7.65, being up 1.73%. On the low, we tested $7.50, and then on the high, testing $7.73. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 4.388 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 6.989 million shares. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the 1 year daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, staying consistent right here around 53.57. And as far as for our moving averages here, of course, we continue to have strength above the 200 day. We are still below the 100 day, but of course, we're showing strength sitting on that 21 day EMA, and as well as being above the 50 day. So what we're looking forward to going into tomorrow, I want to see us continue to hold up this mid 70 range. We've been trading in this range quite tight, and you know what, I'm really not mad at that. As long as we build up this consolidation and support, then we can look forward to seeing that boom going right past 100 day, which is passing the $8 level, which I said is a very psychological area for OCGN. And it's setting us up well, knowing that we're going to be getting some news in regards to the EUL sometime in mid-September. So I know there's a lot of build up here. There's going to be a lot of FOMO coming into this play, especially going into next week. So I think we should be able to get into that $8 range. As far as for tomorrow, if we get into $8, that would be great. I myself personally, I am not seeing it. Again, this is another time today. We ended up having a high of $7.73, and then we were testing right around the same area the day before as well. So just taking all of that into consideration, even if we end up testing around 790s, hey, that is a good look. But for the most part, if we don't get it, I wouldn't be mad. And even if we went to $8, I wouldn't be mad either. But for the most part, I am looking forward to seeing OCGN get to that $8 range sometime next week. But like I said, if it comes earlier, even better. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the short interest information for OCGN. So as we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.2 million, updated 2 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow free rate, it is at 3.07%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 30th, it was at 61.62. The close for the 31st, it was at 47.47. And you could see for the close, which was yesterday, it was at 46.49. So it did go up from the 31st, but what it does tell us, OCGN does continue to have short squeeze potential, and there's still a lot of negative market sentiment around the stock. This is part of the reasons why if we end up having that coup catalyst that comes through, we could see some very strong moves in price action. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we can see here on the inflow, it's at 6,495, and then on the outflow, it's at 6,000 3,376. So we end up having an inflow day. Now, so when we take a look at what's happening on the large, we have 0 for both sides. And then on the medium for the inflow side, we have 3,877. And then on small, we have 2,618. On the outflow side, of course, 0 on the large. Medium, we have 3,798. And then on the small, we have 2,578. So that's part of the reasons why we end up having a surplus of inflows. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, September the 2nd, we had 0, and we already went over the inflow day that we had yesterday. So for the most part, things looked pretty good, and we did have an inflow day, so that's something to be excited about. Also, we didn't have a ton of volume coming through the stock either, and we still stayed trading in the consistent range that we have been used to. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, I'm getting a lot of questions. Dre, where do you think the stock is gonna be when it ends up getting that EUL? So what I'm looking out for, I want to see it get to $9 and then make that move to $10. I know there's going to be a lot of profit taking, so I'm going to want to look forward to seeing some volume from there. But for the most part, I want to see 9 or 10 bucks, and then if it goes up even higher, more icing on the cake. When we went on Fintel, one thing we could see clearly, there's a lot of short squeeze potential in OCGN. There are a lot of shorts who are vested in this play saying, well, you know what, things are not going to work out, and they're trying to make money on the downside if that occurs. So I want to make sure you're aware of that, because that does contribute to a lot of the volatility that you see inside of this stock. Due to the fact we are also going into Friday, I wouldn't be too surprised if we have traders that are going to be in there that are taking profits. So with that said, like I talked about inside the technicals, it'll be great if we can hold up those areas of support that I spoke about. And as far as for who is concerned, yes, there's a lot of news all over the place saying that, you know, we have to wait for a decision sometime in the second week of September or mid-September. So we just have to continue to be patient here, do our homework, do our due diligence, see how the stock performs, and just patiently wait. That's all you really can do. There hasn't been any kind of big news updates or any releases from Ocugen or Bharat Biotech, so that's part of the reasons why I haven't really shared anything inside of this video. But for the most part, I wouldn't be surprised if we see even more momentum going into next week, because, you know, there's going to be a lot of FOMO coming into this play, especially with that decision coming up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.